Welcome to the Walpole Recycling Center, where not only do we take your trash, we are also deeply committed to recycling cardboard, metal, mixed paper, aluminum cans, glass, newspaper, aluminum foil and tin cans, wire, and of course, plastic. Tons and tons of plastic. Hi, I'm Ben Hoy, manager of the Walpole Recycling Center, and I'm here today to talk to you about plastic and plastic recycling at Walpole Recycling. We're going to be speaking about peat plastic first. There's two different forms of peat plastic. You have thermoform peat plastic, which is a low-grade plastic. It does have the number 1 with the chasing arrows at the bottom, and it says peat right on the bottom. And peat stands for polyethylene terephthalate. Say it with me now. Polyethylene terephthalate. That's okay, we just call it peat. I'm going to do a hands-on approach to showing you, when you attend Walpole Recycling, what to recycle for peat plastic, what to look for. Here we have a hard peat plastic. It has a number 1 on the bottom. It's very rigid, it's very hard. The difference here with a salad container, it's very pliable. It makes a lot different noise when you squeeze it. All of these items are peat plastics, and we'd love to see these separated from the waste stream and brought to Walpole Recycling. Unfortunately, there are 10 million water bottles in there every week. It represents about 60% of our total plastic. It really doesn't have much value. This is 8 cents a pound. The baler compresses the peat plastic. It can take 13 4x4x4 cages and turn those into a bale and making a product that we can ship to Michigan and make a profit on. We have to keep pressure on our peat plastic. If not, it has a springy, spongy effect and will actually break the baling wires if there's not pressure applied to that plastic for 48 hours. The average weight of each peat plastic bale is roughly 475 pounds. Now on to another kind of plastic, HDPE, a very different kind of plastic from peat. It is a solid color. There is a number 2 affixed to the bottom of the container. This is an HDPE number 2 container. It is not translucent, it is not transparent. It's a solid color. Oil containers represent an HDPE recyclable container. So if you do have oil, or used oil, make sure you bring it over to the used oil area. It's on the end of the building on the right side. We will pour this into our tank and burn it to keep our building warm in the wintertime. Tide detergent is a big HDPE number 2 recyclable container. Some Tide is trash plastic. Some different variants of the products that these are produced in are different types of plastics. So make sure you check for the number 2. It's not always a recyclable commodity, and we cannot have contamination when we send these items off to tab, or our whole load can be rejected and we could lose thousands of dollars. Last year, we processed roughly 7,000 pounds of HDPE number 2, worth 26 cents a pound. We can turn these items into fencing, picnic tables, recycling bins, pens, plumbing items, and even toys. We can even make artificial turf out of HDPE number 2 plastic. Now it's on to my favorite, natural plastic. These containers are made from natural products like cellulose, natural gas, salt, and even crude oil. It's better to make something from crude rather than burning it. We make about 79 cents a pound for this plastic. Peat plastic was 8 cents a pound, and HDPE is number 2 solid color plastic is about 26 cents a pound. Roughly, we bring in about $7,000 per year just in these milk jugs and in these number 2 containers. Distinguishing natural plastic is typically not difficult. All of your milk jugs, your classic milk jug, this looks like an HDPE number 2 solid color, but that's just the liner on the outside of the bottle. And if you look at the bottom, you'll see that that color comes close to matching a typical milk jug. Now don't forget to look for the number 2 on the bottom of the bottle. HDPE natural plastic can be recycled into shoes, clothing, shopping bags, ocean-friendly dog collars, or mats and rugs. We all know that our world is facing a critical plastic pollution problem, and while things can seem so overwhelming at times, it is so important that we do all that we can do to help. And we love that you're here recycling with us. Thank you so much, and keep recycling, Walpole.